Who's actually going to get the most out of a 4K outdoor PTZ camera? Is it the homeowner who wants crystal clear footage of every angle of the yard, the small business manager who needs reliable night vision for a storefront, or the hobbyist filmmaker looking for a remote lens that can zoom in on a bird's nest? And for the everyday buyer wondering if the price tag is justified, the bigger question is, will this camera actually deliver the detail and reliability you need, or will you end up paying for features you'll never use? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Those are the thoughts that kept me scrolling through specs and forum posts before I even thought about unboxing anything. First off, the decision to spend on a high-resolution PTZ system isn't just about the numbers on the sheet. In the real world, you're balancing installation hassle, ongoing power requirements, and how intuitive the software feels when you're trying to pan across a property at 2 a.m. The risk of buying the wrong thing is that you could end up with a camera that looks great on paper, but becomes a headache when the weather turns, the motion sensor triggers false alerts, or the zoom stalls during a critical moment. That's why I spent a while looking at how the Lorex Classic app camera actually performs in everyday scenarios. Let's start with the basics that matter day to day. The 4K sensor gives you enough pixel density that you can read a license plate from across the driveway without needing to crop the image later. The 25 optical zoom is a real game changer when you're trying to identify a suspect's face or just want a close-up of a garden sculpture. In my own test, a full zoom sweep from the far edge of a 2-acre lot still kept the image sharp enough to see the pattern on a car's tire. That's the kind of practical detail you can't fake with software upscaling. Coverage is another point where the camera shines. With a 360-degree pan and a 90-degree tilt, you can set a single unit to watch an entire perimeter, which means fewer blind spots compared to a setup of multiple fixed lenses. For a property owner who wants to keep an eye on both the front gate and the back garden, you can program a daily patrol route that automatically scans each zone at a set interval. The motion detection is smart enough to ignore wind-shaken trees after you fine-tune the sensitivity, so you don't get flooded with alerts every time a squirrel darts across the lawn. Nighttime performance is where many cameras stumble, but this model's color night vision technology actually renders full-color footage in low light. In a test of my own backyard at dusk, the camera captured the glow of a porch light and the subtle hues of a cat's fur, something you rarely see on infrared-only systems that default to black and white. If you need to identify someone's clothing or a vehicle's make after dark, that color data can be a huge advantage. Durability is a non-negotiable for outdoor units. The pro-grade aluminum housing and eye-prated ceiling keep rain, snow, and even the occasional hailstorm at bay. I left the camera out through a sudden June thunderstorm, and the video feed stayed rock solid, no pixel loss, no lag, no reboot. It also claims reliable performance in extreme temperatures, and after checking a few user forums, I saw reports of it staying functional in sub-zero winters without the need for a heated enclosure. Now, let's talk about the downsides that matter after you've already made the purchase. First, the camera is designed for wired installations, which means you'll need to run Ethernet, or power over Ethernet if you go that route, to the mounting point. For a DIY homeowner without conduit already in place, that can add a few hours of work and possibly a professional's fee. The app, while functional, isn't the slickest on the market. There's a bit of menu friction when you try to set up custom patrol routes, and the UI can feel dated compared to some newer cloud-based platforms. If you're looking for a quick plug-and-play solution that lives entirely on a phone, you might find the learning curve a little steep. Battery confidence isn't an issue here because the unit draws power from the wired connection, which eliminates the need to replace batteries but does tie you to a constant power source. That's great for reliability, but not ideal if you need a truly portable surveillance point, say, a temporary fence line at a construction site. In those cases, you'd be better off with a battery-powered unit that can be moved around without rewiring. Who should buy this camera? If you own a house with a sizable lot, run a small storefront, or are a content creator who wants a remote, high-resolution lens for wildlife or property shoots, the Lorex Classic app camera checks a lot of boxes. Its 4K detail, long optical zoom, and robust night vision make it suitable for anyone who needs to capture clear evidence or high-quality footage without setting up multiple cameras. It also integrates seamlessly with NVR,